What's up, Facebook? It's your boy Jay. I want to talk to y'all about something. Um, Today, well, actually, yesterday, May 17th, marks 35 years since the Arthur Mcduffy riots here in Miami. Um, some people, my age don't really know about it, but I'm just enlighten y'all a little bit. I'm gonna tell y'all how I got into it. I was in this bookstore. I was about 16, 17 years old, and it was a book on this. The cover was a young football player, and he had a Liberty City Warriors jersey on. And I had played for Liberty City Warriors, so I picked it up. I started reading, and they mentioned Arthur Mcduffy riots. So I Googled it, and I read up on it, what I could read up on it, and I told a couple of people, but a lot of people wasn't interested. So earlier this month, I went to a panel, and they had some guys talk on the legal side of the Mcduffy, on Arthur Mcduffy. And one guy was a police cop here in Miami that was serving at that time. Another guy was one of his good friends and who he was in the service with as a Marine. And another guy was a historian, and he knew all about the Mcduffy riots from front to back, beginning to the end. So yeah, it marks 35 years since the Mcduffy riots. So this is what happened. In 1979, Arthur Mcduffy was an insurance salesman here in Miami, and he got stopped by the cops. Well, he was driving a motorcycle, and he rode by the cops and stuck a middle finger at the cops. And they said it was a high-speed chase, and it wasn't really a high-speed chase. And they caught up, they pulled him over, and this was probably like 2 a.m. in the morning. And they beat him. They beat him for a while, and the beating was so bad. He had brain injuries, broken bones, lacerations to his face, and everything. And it was also said that one of the cops, when they were beating him, "Don't beat him so bad, I want to get a turn." So these 4 cops were indicted, and it was so much tension in Miami that they moved the trial to Tampa. And of course, like history tells us, when cops are in the court, of course the whole jury is all white male. 1980. So these cops were acquitted of murder. They still living, all 4 to this day. When word got back to Miami, everything hit the fan. It was a big mob that went downtown to the Justice Building and was about to break down the Justice Building. They for 3 days, Miami was on fire. People set fire to the Northern Tire Company, which was the biggest supply of tire company in North America here in Miami. So plenty jobs, a lot of damage. I think it was I'm not sure, but I want to say millions of dollars, $11 million worth of damage. And a lot of the action happened in Overtown and Liberty City, and that's where I'm from. Liberty City, Poker Bean Projects. And when I was hearing the story of the Mcduffy riots and everything, I got chills, man. Like it happened in the same place that I grew up, and it happened down the street from where I was raised, and it's still happening to this day, and that's 35 years ago. They plan to knock down the Liberty Square projects and build a museum, and it's going to have things like that inside the museum. But what does that really get us? You know what I'm saying? it's not any news coverage on this. They're not teaching us about this. There's no indication on Arthur Mcduffy, a street in his name, a memorial in his name, nothing like that. You know, it basically is washed away. And my question to the panel was, how come this hasn't stopped? How come we still have to go through this to this day? Emmett Till, Arthur Mcduffy, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin. Why is this still happening? You know what I'm saying? Basically, I posted this video to inform, enlighten, a subject that's basically erased unless you Google it. Let's just keep our history going, man. That's really all I can say. Let's look out for each other. Let's just try to get better, man. For real. I wore this same shirt that I went to the panel. Wisdom is better than silver and gold. Something we got to believe in. We got to teach. Also, something that stuck with me. The more knowledge you give out, the more you get back in. So, if you're really interested in this, you know, go ahead and Google it. Go ahead and, you know, post about it. It's been 35 years, man. 35 years, and this man's name hasn't been blown up, hasn't been any type of indication about it at all. So, you know, R.I.P. Arthur Mcduffy. We went through a hard time back in 1980 as a people, as a city, as a community. We gotten better, and we only need to get better. All right? So, holla.